And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Hi everyone, welcome to your Alaska Weather Show. Forecast issued Saturday, April 12th. Starting out with our warnings, watches, and advisories. We've got a blizzard warning for the Kuskokwim Delta Coast and Nunivak Island, a winter weather advisory for Turnagain Pass, and also I checked in with the Chugach Avalanche folks, and they'll be going to high tomorrow for avalanche danger. Winter weather advisory for the Western Capes, South Alaska Peninsula, for the Eastern Aleutians, and for the Pribilofs. So let's get started here. First of all, we have a low pressure system in the eastern Bering Sea, not too far off of Nunivak Island. That's where the cold air aloft is. And again, I've been saying this the last 3 days, but it's very, very cold compared to what we usually see in April up there at 18,000 feet. And what that sets up is when that gets over a warmer area like the Gulf of Alaska, we get convection, which is air rising very, very rapidly, and it does cool very rapidly, and that spells trouble. So let's watch the satellite loop. First of all, you can see all that moisture moving up from the south over western Alaska, well, it's actually touching Norton Sound a bit. Also, a nice band of moisture in the northern Gulf, and another system shaping up. That's a cold front down there well south in the Gulf of Alaska. But also notice the streams of clouds and the showery looking clouds, little specks that are off of Unalaska and Sand Point. So I'm going to run the loop again, and you can see those forming up. That's that very, very cold air, and it's moving over warmer water. So here's what's going on for tonight. 978 millibar low off of Cape Newenham, a couple of cold fronts circulating around that low, a weak system out in the far western Aleutians, 1010. It's not going to be much of a factor. But then we have a 991 millibar low, a secondary feature that's moving up into the Gulf. Now all of these merge and then they redevelop as a much stronger system that we can see on Sunday. So that ends up as a 979 millibar low with what we call an instant occlusion. An occluded front forms very, very rapidly. Still plenty of cold air behind that system. And we have an area of likely thunderstorms south of the low. And what that is that very cold air aloft is moving over pretty warm water for the Gulf of Alaska. And that difference really is going to make those clouds rise up, build up to what we call a towering cumulus cloud, or even a cumulonimbus, which is what a thunderstorm is. And then we have a band of cold front that move in the southern Gulf of Alaska, a little bit of warm air coming up to the coast of southeast Alaska. Notice all the wintry precipitation on the north and west side of this system. And that's pretty impactful, which has caused those winter weather advisories, plus a little bit of wind going through Isabel Pass. So then by Monday, that low starts to really lose its steam, only because it's the upper level low is losing the support of being in that perfect spot that helps that gale force low or even storm force develop in the Gulf of Alaska. But still a lot of cold air aloft moving over warm Gulf water, so we have indicated off of Yakutat some likelihood of thunderstorms. Also see an extensive area of wintry precipitation across most of the state. And then some rain out in the Gulf, And then as we move to Tuesday, I'm sorry for the label here, but as we move to Tuesday, a whole new weather system moves on up toward Dutch Harbor, 973 millibar low. North of that will be wintry weather and then plenty of rain moving into the Gulf. So for our low temperatures on Sunday morning, single digits across the north slope, ramping up into the 20s as you get into the central interior. Temperatures near or slightly above freezing for south central. As you go out the Alaska Peninsula, that's where that cold air is. A lot of temperatures in the 20s, including the Pribilofs. And then over in southeast Alaska, temperatures well into the 30s. Then for Sunday afternoon, you're going to see some 40s on the map, but generally colder along the north slope in the positive teens, 20s as you get down along the west coast, and then it starts to get up into the 30s, but still, that's still below normal for April, especially if we were able to get some sunshine and heat these things up. Temperatures well into the 40s for southeast Alaska. Then for Monday morning, what we have is, again, single digits along the north slope, ramping up to the 20s as you get into the central interior. Temperatures at or near freezing for south central. And then for southeast Alaska, temperatures approaching 40, but now some of that cooler air has gotten in there. And then as you go out the Alaska Peninsula, again, 20s and lower 30s, 24 for the Pribilofs, and 33 for Kodiak. So for our high temperatures Monday afternoon, you will see in the southern portions of the state temperatures right around 40, maybe up in the mid 40s. A few readings in the upper 40s in southeast Alaska, but temperatures staying in the 30s in the west. That's where the cold air is. So for a 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, that's April 18th through the 22nd. One area of a slight chance of below normal in the central interior, middle Yukon area. A slight chance of above normal along the Alcan. And also, as we get down into Bristol Bay, the further south you get, there's a better chance of it being above normal, and that would include Kodiak Island. And then for southeast Alaska, a slight chance of below normal temperatures. So for our precipitation, most of the state has at least a slight chance of being above normal precipitation. And right for the central interior on out to the west coast, a little bit better chance of above normal precipitation. So that's it for your public weather today. Thanks for tuning in. Please contact your local forecast office for any updated information, and please stay safe out there.